Hi guys, welcome to my live today. Today's Monday and I just love Mondays because they help me organize for the whole week and I am in for a week of creativity. How about you? Are you ready to create? Well, my name is Debbie and I work for Chalk Pretty Things and Create Pretty Things, and I love to create all kinds of home decor, but especially holiday related home decor. And so today we are going to use this little Snoopy transfer. Snoopy has a wheelbarrow full of eggs and a few little bunnies, and he's ready to get ready for the big hunt. So Easter's right around the corner and I wanted to get one last project done for Easter. We're going to use this honeycomb frame. It has a black side, and you can also reverse this board to use the white side. And while I'm torn, I think I am going to use the white side so I can embellish everything with some color. So I'm just going to go ahead and move these hinges out so that I can get this board out. And that way I don't have to have the frame interfering with anything I'm doing. And I'm going to use many different colors of paste. So I don't really have a shopping cart for today because I'm really not sure what I'm doing. But I think I'm going to get started by outlining in Storm, and we're going to color in with some paste. So to get started, I've got my Snoopy transfer. It is sticky and attached to this backer. I'm going to separate them. And then the first thing I'm going to do is fuzz my transfer. And fuzzing just means, as you can see, these are sticky. It means to reduce that stickiness a little bit. There's a couple different reasons to do that. One is if you're pasting on a surface that's already chalked, which we're not, or already pasted or painted, it would help it from bringing up the paste as you paste. But this one, I just fuzzed a couple times, and its main purpose was to reduce that stickiness so that it does not stretch the transfer out as we pull it up. These transfers are sticky. They are reusable between 8 and 12 times, and I just love them. The sticky is the greatest thing because it means your transfer is not going to move around as you create your design. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this transfer to my board. And this is a reusable surface, so if I decide that I don't want this to be a Easter decor piece anymore, if I want to move on to the next holiday, such as 4th of July, I can remove my design by using some water and a little paste scraper, and I can add a new one. Okay, this looks pretty good. I do have this little, I want to call it a freckle or a sprinkle right here. And I really don't want that, even though it's not next to any silkscreen, because I want my silkscreen to lay completely flat so that I don't have any bleeding. If you have a freckle, as I'm calling it, right next to the silkscreen, as this one is, it will create a little channel where that paste can escape the lines that are created in the silkscreen and travel to where they want. So this is what it looks like so far. It looks pretty centered to me, and it looks straight. So no air bubbles. I'm going to go ahead and chalk the whole design in this color Storm, which is just a beige kind of color, a brownish beige. Woo! And I'm just going to look to get the design. And we are probably going to put this on again after we color. Whoops. So another nice thing about this surface is that if you have any mess ups, like I just globbed that paste right there, they are very easy to clean up. So I'm just going to go and apply this beige color, it's called Storm, all over my whole entire transfer. What I have left, I'm putting back in the jar. So I just kind of smeared that whole mess to make it even worse. But I will show you how quick and easy it is to clean up. I'm going to go ahead and spray this one with some water just because it was just a little bit thicker than I like. And I'm going to let it set with the cap on, and I'll stir it a little later. But this paste does dry pretty quickly, and we do want to get it out of this paste as soon as we can. So what I'm going to do is just peel it down. And we have our outline. And this would be awesome as it is. If it were done in black, it would be awesome as it is. But we are gonna do some watercolor. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this transfer because we are gonna use it again later. We do want it to be clean for that application. And so I'm just gonna spray it with some water. And we're gonna clean it with a paper towel. Okay, so this is how easy it cleans up. This was a light colored paste and it was easier. Sometimes your dark colored paste, like your blacks, your reds, your navy blues, are more highly pigmented and they may be a little harder to clean out, but this one was really easy, guys. So we'll see when it comes time to do the black paste at the end. Okay, so that's clean. I'm gonna go ahead and just attach this to the end of my table, let it hang out for a little bit. And I did tell you that I made that mess. I have my board eraser, which is my best friend here. It's wet. I'm just gonna go like this. And ta-da, it's gone. It's gone. Okay. Whoops, did I just do that? So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start coloring in my wheelbarrow. And I think it should be a red wheelbarrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some cherry paste. Let's go ahead and get a little thingamajig here, a color tray. And I'm gonna go ahead and put just a little bit of the red in here. That's probably too much. I'm gonna spritz it with some water and make it more like a watercolor paste. As you jump on, please say hello and tell me where you're watching from. I'd love for you to share this video. Go ahead and give it a heart. And I know a lot of people love to watch these videos, but they don't know about them. So if you would, please go ahead and share this video with people that you know would love crafting. I love to share ideas with you guys. I'm just trying to pull up my page right now to make sure I'm on. And my fingers are not scrolling properly. Let's see. Make sure I'm on. Yep, okay. So I've got my paste kind of mixed up here a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and clean off my spatula so I can use it again. Just clean that off. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I should probably dry this a little bit first to make sure it's really dry. I'm gonna start coloring my wheelbarrow. I'm just gonna get a small little brush. I'm gonna stir my paste around. Can you see it's kind of more of a watercolor now instead of a paste, a thicker paste. So I'm just gonna go ahead and brush on my wheelbarrow. So I'm just gonna paint this in just like any other watercolor paint. I'm gonna try not to get those edges, but if I do, that's okay. We're gonna go back over this and redefine all those edges at the end. So I'm basically just trying to color within the lines. I don't have to be too precise because I am going to go over it again. But you know what? I need to practice precision because I am not very precise. So I am going to try and do better. Just going to try and color this in and get my red wheelbarrow done. I think this will be really cute. Now the frame is a pretty big frame. I thought about doing it smaller, but I really also like the springiness that frame kind of imparts, the honeycomb frame. It's one of my favorite frames. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean that up. So I'm going just inside those lines and coloring in with red. Okay, so I've got that little owie I just did. I've got a little tiny corner paper towel. And I think I'm just gonna take it all off because I'm gonna go over this again with black. So that line, even though it looks like it's gone now, we'll put it back in. Okay, so here is my red. My red is done. Okay, So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse off my paintbrush. And I think I'm gonna do, let's see. This is a color called Shimmer Rose Gold. And I think I will do my handle to my wheelbarrow. This Shimmer Rose Gold, which is kind of a light because it is a shimmer. And it's pretty dry as well. Let's see if I can get it to do anything. I just sprayed it with some water and I'm going to kind of stir it up a little bit with the end of my paint stick here. My brush. Let's see if we can get this to work. So I just want a little bit of color to this, really not a whole lot, and this I think will be perfect for this. So I'm just going along to kind of make it look a little rustic looking. Maybe it should have been a little more golden or rusty. Let's see. See if I have a gold. I have this brown here. It's called Camel. And I'm just going to go right over the top. No, I'm not. So if your pastes are dry, like this one is really dry, just go ahead and add some distilled water to it and stir it around. Now for watercolor painting, you do want it loose. So I don't want to make my whole jar too loose. But if I can get a spot that has color mixed in already and is loose, I will use it. I don't need very much for this. Not very much at all. So I'm just going to get it moving around. I'm trying to get it consistent in texture. But like I said, I don't really need a whole lot of this, just a little bit. So I'm just going to dip it in and go right over my rose gold. And make it look more like wood. Okay. All right, I got that going. Now I think I'm going to do black for the tire. And our black is called Black Velvet. Just going to get a little bit of color on there. And just go ahead and paint in my wheel. Maybe more color than that. Oh, this is nice. It's not as solid a black as it would be if it were thicker, but I think it works perfect for a tire that looks like it's been worn and rolled and well used. Okay. Oh, I like the way that came out a lot. Okay. What other colors should I do? Let's start working on our Easter eggs. I know I want some yellow. This is our struggle bus. This is our paste of the month, struggle bus. I'm sure you've seen that new transfer we have. It is just adorable, adorable. I'm gonna go ahead and do some stripes on this egg. I'm gonna do the star on this egg. Maybe a stripe on this one. A couple stripes here. And maybe this full egg here on the bottom. Okay, that's our struggle bus. In case you wonder, I do have like a water bath over here that I'm rinsing my brush in every time. I could rub it on the paper towels as well. I've got my strawberry swirl. Let's do a whole pink egg right here. This one can be pink. This strawberry swirl is pretty because it's kind of a metallic-y color. So it's really pretty. It was one of our I think it was one of our En Vogue colors a while ago. Probably last season this time. But it is really pretty. So if you do see some of these En Vogue colors, just know that they're seasonal and they won't be around for very long. Let's do some teal. My favorite teal, couture teal. Let's do some teal stripes in this one. When you guys think of Easter, do you think of pastel colors or do you just think of bright colors? I normally think of pastels, but I think I've been preferring the bright colors more so lately. But they're all good. They're all good. So we have these colors done. So what other colors do you think I should use? We've got like a teal, a pink, and a yellow. Maybe we need a purple. Do you guys think a purple would be good? Let me know in the comments what you think would be good for the next color. You guys think purple? I think purple would be a good color. Let's do a purple. Okay, I'm gonna worry about that later. Let's grab a purple. This one's pretty. This one is called Shimmer. Very pretty. One of my favorites also. I like the Couture Coral. I like Nominee, Couture Teal, Shimmer Very Perry. I like a lot of them, guys. A lot. Shimmer Very Perry. This one's not quite as bright as I want it to be. Oh, it's pretty though. It's very pretty. And maybe this end. Let's try this one up as well. So if you don't use these every day or weekly, I want to give them a spritz before you use them. I should have gone through these, but I didn't know what colors I was really using. I still don't know. So what are your Easter plans, everybody? Are you staying home? I wonder if there's anything fun on TV for Easter. Is there like an Easter parade or I know there's church services all around, TV, televised, and in person. I know there's lots of fun food. Easter egg hunts are my favorite. We're getting ready for the Easter egg hunt for our grandkids. Just starting to prepare little things for them. Eggs and stuff, an Easter egg hunt. Gonna fill the eggs a little bit. I have a hunt. And what do you guys fill the Easter eggs with? First of all, do you hide real Easter eggs or do you hide plastic? Or any other kind? And if you do plastic, what do you fill the eggs with? We've done toys, we've done candy, but here it just doesn't do well if you're doing an outside Easter egg hunt. We might do cash this time. Not coins and dollars, I don't know. We'll see as the time comes. Okay, this is a real pretty green. It's a light green. And I think I'm just gonna go around this one. Go around the tip of this one. And maybe the top of this one. And the tops of these. And then I just need one more, well, maybe two more colors to finish up. Wonder what color I should do. Maybe a bright pink. Let's do a bright pink. Here I have, oh, this is superstitious. It's like a pinky purple. This might be really too bright. I think it's gonna be too bright. Let's do, let's do Dream Car. This one's really bright. So this is Dream Car, a very vibrant color. Where's my little small brush? Right here. Just do a couple stripes. Finish off these eggs. I think I need one more color. One more color. Let me see, what color? Pink, yellow, green, blue. Sometimes these lids don't want to work. Let's do this one. This is Couture Coral, so one of my other favorites. Nominee is one of my favorite pastes. I could have done that on the handle. Okay, Couture Coral. It's more coral than the pinks, so it has a little more orange in it. And I am just going to finish up the few pieces that I have left of this. Okay, I think I have the eggs done. Now I have some choices to make. I have my bunnies, which I could leave white. Snoopy, I should leave white. I could do the grass down below. Let's do this grass. So I'm doing a really bright colored grass. I have this is like a real light grass. This one I've got a shimmer olive, but I don't want that. I want this to be bright grass. So this is our meadow. And actually, I'm just gonna kind of dot it a little bit to make the grass. And I might just go ahead and wipe it back a little bit with a paper towel. What else do I have? I was trying to think if I have like a sponge laying around or something. I think I'm just gonna do the whole bottom green. Just kind of splash it around. So do you guys ever go to a park and have like a community Easter gathering? We used to do that with our family. And it was just the best time ever. It was a big community park. Everybody would bring their specialties. Those were the best Easters that I can remember. Always full of different families. And the people that we don't get to see very often were there. And so we had a blast doing that. And as the children grew older, or I should say the adults grew older and didn't want to be in the heat as much, I think they gradually faded away. But I still miss those times. They were such fun for our children and our family as we celebrated Easter. Do you guys have big get-togethers or do you have small get-togethers? Or do you just stay home and maybe go to a movie? Maybe you could cook at home. That'd be fun too. And you have to have dessert. What is your favorite dessert? Do you like to go for the Easter bunnies? Do you go for the coconut nests, coconut chocolate nests, or coconut cake, or even a carrot cake? That all sounds so good to me. Okay, let me check on these bunnies. Do I want to make them kind of a brown color, maybe a golden. Let's see. I've got a couple colors. I've got my favorite nominee. It might be too dark though. This is called Shimmer Frost. And it tends to be really, really opaque. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to be a good color. It's pretty transparent. Just going to spray that good. Let's go for this. It's called Bubbly. Let's go for this one. It's kind of a creamy color, but if I left it all black, it would still be, I mean, all white, they would still be okay. But I think I prefer to have them with a little bit of color. Just a little bit stand out. This one's a cutie. So this is very neutral, just a little bit of sheen, a little bit of color on this bunny here. And maybe, I wonder if I should paint Snoopy white. I wonder, should I paint him white, guys, and then go over him with black? Let's see what we can do. It's like every one of my pastes is dry today. But like I said, I don't really want these to be really thick today. Anyway, so if I water them down a little bit, even if I'm not mixing them as much as I should, it's okay because I'm just getting a little coating of that color on there. Of course, I do want them to be perfect consistency for next time though, so. Whatever I do today is going to benefit me tomorrow. Okay, so I've got some white. I'm just going to go ahead and do his ears. And I'm going to color over even the lines in his ears because we're going to add those back in. I'm going to color all Snoopy. The inside, his nose. And like I said, I'm not going for really an opaque, a really solid color on him because he already is going to be white. But we're going to bring back the details when we put this transfer back over. So this will just make him look like he's a little more three-dimensional. And I think a little more finished. He looks good. Let's do a white cottontail here. And I wonder if I should do the bunnies like a pink, yellow. What color should I do those bunnies? Ta-da. This is peony. And maybe if I mix peony with more white. Get some of my white. How do you guys decorate for Easter? Do you guys do flowers, florals? Do you do banners? Do you do table settings, place settings? Do you do anything in the yard? The yard would be fun to decorate, especially if you're having an Easter egg hunt. So I'm just kind of making this peony a little less strong and a little looser. Just to do this little bunny up here. I think I'm going to make it a pink bunny. I think this brush is really a little big for this bunny. Maybe I can do a couple white streaks in there, just to give them some highlights. Because he is pretty pink. Let's do him kind of speckly. Okay, then I just have one more bunny to do, and I think I'm going to make him brown. I'll make him this Storm color. So Storm is this neutral color here that's kind of a gray. Just going to go ahead and water this down just a little bit. Do you guys ever do watercoloring at home? I really have been wanting to get into watercolor painting pretty bad lately, but I've done a few, and I'm definitely not an expert on them. But I think that's something that I would really, really love to try. Just blending and making the watercolors glide together and move, and just practice the brush strokes and you know, what makes it look real, what makes it look 3D. Just stuff like that. I think I would love to do that. Okay, guys, I think I've got it all painted now. And I'm going to spray this one more time. I think I'm going to go through and do all my paste today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dry this up with our dryer, because we are going to put that transfer down again. You want to make sure that this is all dry. And since it's water-based, since we did a lot of watercoloring, so we added a lot of water, it is kind of loose. So it may take a few seconds to dry, but I think you'll love it. Oh, I could have done the sky a little bit. Wonder if I should. We'll get this dry and then we'll work on the sky. I might go two-fisted here. Okay, I think I've hit that thing about 18 times, guys. This is that shimmer frost that really doesn't have much color to it. Just want to dot it on the tail a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to get blue, and I think I'm going to just do, the big gigantic brush. This is Something Borrowed, brand new, which I didn't realize. Let's see how this works. I'm just going to go ahead and rub it. I'll just kind of do my sky. I'm just going to pounce it. I pounce a little bit, get some sky color going on, maybe some cloudy patterns. And I probably should have done this first, but looks pretty cool. I do a little darker color too. This is Colonial Blue? It is. So I'm going to dip it in the Colonial Blue. Just to add a little more depth and texture to this. Okay, so I've used many different colors today. I've used many different paintbrushes. I've learned a lot of my pastes need to be mixed, but it's all been a learning experience. And now we're just gonna kind of wait for this to dry before we reapply our transfer on top of this. I'm just gonna stir this Colonial Blue up. Like I said, I'm probably gonna be mixing all these and adding water to a lot of them before I put them away. Okay guys, here we go. Let's dry it up. So you can always tell when your piece is drying. Some of the dark spots get a little bit more light, and that's perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean up for just a second. Add some water to this one. And let's get ready to add this back on top. So this is what it looks like right now. And as you can see, there are some spots that are pretty rough and bumpy like this, where I'm just splattered them. So what I'm gonna do is get a little sandpaper and go over very lightly, just to sand some of those spots that are kind of bumpy off. I'm not trying to take any of the paint off unless it's a big blob. Just trying to smooth it off a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. So now I'm going to get a paper towel and just kind of wipe over it to get the sand grit off. And now, since we're going to put our transfer back over the top, we need to add something called surface wax. So remember I told you that fuzzing is important when you are applying over something that was really freshly painted. Well, that's what we have here. This is all freshly painted. And so it's not really settled in yet. It could not be completely dry, but I'm gonna put that sticky transfer back over this, and there's a good chance that it may pull up some of that paste or paint that I put down below. And I really don't want that to happen. So one thing I can do is I can apply this surface wax, a thin layer, and I will buff it off. So I put a thin layer on, and I am going to buff it so it's not as thick, make sure there's not any thick spots. And then I'm going to refuzz my transfer again. So if you don't have your fuzzing cloth handy, you can use your shirt. Use your shirt. So that's what I'm going to do. Use my shirt. And I'm going to reapply this transfer so that all the lines go right on top of where I have already chalked. And it's pretty easy because this is kind of transparent, but you do want to be patient and take your time. Get that right where it needs to be, and you'll get the best design ever. So sometimes you get it to fit one place and it looks good. And then you're not so sure if the rest of them are lined up. Okay, it looks good. Now I'm going back over this in black, guys. So this is our black velvet. Remember, we talked about this just a second ago. It is our black. And it looks like I did spray some water in here, so I want to make sure it's thoroughly mixed because I want an even application of this to go on top. Okay, so now I am just going to go ahead and get my squeegee. This is called a squeegee. This is a small squeegee. And I didn't tell you about the bevels, but it does have a beveled end. So this is square and this is beveled. I'm just going to go ahead and dip into my paste, get some paste on the beveled end. And I have way too much here, but I'm not worried because I can put what I don't use back in the jar. I'm just going to smooth it on over all that silkscreen area. Make sure you got it all. And then I just kind of scrape off any extra. So it will go into the silkscreen, the mesh. And then it will stay there. So I am going to do the peel and reveal right now, which is what you've all been waiting for. Let's peel it down. And as I peel, I'm going to look. Does it look good? Does it look crisp? Do I have it lined up right? It looks pretty good. It looks like my black paste kind of moved a little bit underneath there, but look how cute it looks. Isn't that adorable? Let me show you how to clean the black paste. So the black paste tends to stain more, but this actually looks really good. So my first layer, I'm going to take a paper towel, just regular tap water, wipe over it, take that first main layer of paste off. Then I'm going to get my border eraser, which is what I have sitting in this water bath over here. It's just like a sponge, and so it's damp, and I'm just going to smooth over this. I'm trying to get all the paste out of that silkscreen mesh. Now look how much it took off. So now I'm going to lift it, and my impression is on my silicone mat. I'm going to clean that. I'm going to turn it over and do sticky side up. So even though most of your paste is on the top of your transfer, you do need to clean both sides to get that paste out of the transfer because it did go through all those little mesh parts. So as you're watching this, if you want to learn about our club couture, that is our monthly DIY subscription service. It's $25.99 a month. And you get an 8.5 by 11 inch transfer, and this is a specific kit for the entire month. And you can only get it if you're a designer or you're a club member. So you get that, you get a transfer, you get a surface. Now it could be any type of surface. It could be a board like this. It could be a piece of paper. It could be a pair of socks. It could be a tote bag. There's so many different things it could be. Now, if you're getting a textile in your kit, you're also going to get ink instead of paste. So you normally get 2 or 3 ink packets, which will coordinate in color with your project. And the same thing, if you get ink, you'll probably get 2, maybe 3 of ink colors. Now, the ink does have to be heat set, but they'll give you directions and everything you need. And there's usually videos, too, that show you how to do it. So take a look at that. If you type in the word club, you can find out more information. It'll give you a link that you can check on, and you can read about it and decide if it's for you. If it is, you can also join right there at that link, and you'll be a member of my club team. And we can do these fun club projects every month together. It'll be a good time. Okay, so I just dried this off, and I'm going to replace this. Okay, this is the transfer backer. It has a yellow and a white side. The white side is going to go, I usually do it the other way. The white side is going to go to the sticky side of your transfer. So you're just going to line it up You don't really want to have any of the sticky of the transfer exposed to dirt or dust or elements, I should say. So I'm just go ahead and smooth it down. You can tell this is clean because I can see all the white backer through the screen, even though it does look discolored in places. So the paste is cleaned out of here, even though it's kind of stained. And then I usually put it right back in the transfer sleeve that it came in. These sleeves are kind of nice because they have all the instructions for use and care on here. They also have the name of the transfer down here. So what I do is once it's on the transfer backer, I just kind of turn it into like a taco shape and I put it into my bag so that the front of my transfer is not obscured by the sticker so that I can search for it easier. Slide it in there, and then it has a little flap on the bottom, self-sealing flap. So I seal that and then I hang them, and then that's ready to go again. So like I said, you can reuse these between 8 and 12 times. Just clean them really good after you use them. And I do recommend cleaning right away so that it's easier for you to clean and it lasts longer. Okay. All right. So now we have our little Snoopy Doopy done. There he is. He's a cutie pie. So he's got his Easter bunny. He's got his eggs, wheelbarrow basket. He's ready to go to the hunt. Now all we have to do is put it in the frame. So this is the frame that this came out of. All I'm going to do, okay, there's not a hanger on here, so it doesn't really matter which way. I am just going to pop it in here, slide the hinges shut. And remember that you can always chalk on the back side of this too, and these are reusable. So you can chalk on this and you can also wipe it off and reuse it and flip it over. And here is our Snoopy picture, ready for an Easter egg hunt. Are you guys ready? Let's see if I can get this looking straight. I'm not ready yet, but we will be. And I hope you guys have a very fun Easter. I hope that you get to celebrate everything that it's meant to be and throw a little fun in there and a little bit of chocolate too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be on again soon. Share with your friends, heart the video, and I really appreciate you sharing. Thank you. Bye.